Ranakpur Jain Temple. Ranakpur Jain Temple is an Chaturmukhi Dharna Virha. This is an 7th-bar temple at the Ranakpur dedicated to the Tinatkar and Rishabdev. The temple is located in the village of Ranakpur near Shidri town in the Pali district of Rajasthan. Ranakpur Jain Temple is located in the Pali district and the festival of Mahavir Jamna Kalyanaka. This is Dharna Shah, a local Jain business person, started construction of the temple in the 15th century. Follow a divine vision, the temple honored Adinath and the first Tivnatkar of the present half circle and Avanspurini. According to the Jain cosmology, the Ranakpur temple is one of the largest, most important temple of the Jain culture. The cosmos include the various temples such as the Charmukh temple and Surya temple. Suryasnath Temple, Amba Temple, Ranakpur along the Mukal, Mahavir, Marlai, Nadol, and Warkhana form Gorwad Panch Tirth. The temple's history, the construction is well documented in the 1436 CE. The copper plate record inscription in the temple and a Sanskrit text, Soma Bhagya Kavya, inspiring by the dream of the crystal vehicle Dharna Shah Poshwal from the Janeiro and commenced its construction in the 1389 under the patronage of Rana Kumbha, then ruler of Mewar. The architecture who has oversaw the project was named Devapa, and there is an inscription in the pillar near the main shrine and starting there 1439 in Dipaka and architecture construction the temple at the direction of Dharanka, a devoted Jain. When the ground floor was completed, Acharya Soma Sundar Shuri, the Tapa Gucha, and surprised the ceremony and which is describes in the Soma and Subhagya Kavya. The construction continued until 1458 CE. According to Sundar Suri, the audience guide providing visiting to the site and construct last 50 years and evoked 2785 workers. Another source report that construction is continued under 1496 and 50 years from the 1446. The town of the Ranakpur and the temple was named after provincial ruler monarchy Rana Kumbha who supported the construction of the temple, and this is about Sundar Kavya. Sundar Kavya construction is 1458 CE. However, according to the audience guide provided the visitors to site construct and 50 years took it to construct. Another source report is this is continued until 1496 and Rana Kumbha who supported construction of the temple is a monarch. And while in Dilwara temple was known for their sculpture work, the temple is famous for the intricate carving and unique architecture. It was built in the form of Nilini Gulma Vimana, a heavily weakened Dharna Saha, show in his dream. The temple is built in Muru Gujarat architecture. The temple has Garbhagriha in which the main Chamukha Adityanath idol is placed. The four opening of the secreted lead to be an Ranakmandapa, the dancing hall which is connecting to the two issued Mandapa, which is again connected to the another stored, and this is Mahadapa called Balana and Nilmandapa. This is surrounded by the wall enclosing the sub-signers, and the wall is also exclusive on the project like Deva Kullikas and the Minor duty. The temple has a 5 shikhars almost which is the center of the one is the largest, and the temple is rich with the sculpture pieces and carving creature with a great skill and artistry. The Sikharna in the temple is an symbolic of Mount Muri, the mountain which forms axis of Jambudvida, which preaching whole as a Savansana. Charmukhi temple is an 15th century temple dedicated to the Adinath built using white marble in the middle of the forest. The temple is named and credited to the design of Charmukha, which is four phase. The construction of the temple is an quadruple and the image is symbolizing the Tirunakar conquest of the four cardinal and direction, and hence the cosmos. The temple is one of the largest Jain temple and considered the one of the five holistic Jain shrines in the India. The part of the Gorvan Panch Tirth, the architecture stores covering of the temple are being based on the ancient Mirupur Jain temple, Mirupur in Rajasthan. This is located in Rajasthan. The temple is an grand white marble structure and is spread over the 48 square feet, 4,500 meters square, and with the 144 meter, 1444 marble pillars and 29 holes, 8 domes, 426 columns, and 1 pillar. Incomplete and legend and saying every time it is built the next morning the pillars break down again. The temple within distinctive domes, sikhs and truths slopes rises and majestically this was been slope of a hill. The 1444 marble pillars covered in an exquisite detail and support the temple. The pillars are indivisible and this is covering no two pillars are the same. Legends say that this is impossible to count the pillar. One of the pillar is bears the covering mother of the Tirnathkar lying on a coat. In the axis of the main entrance on the western side is the largest image. Inside the Garbhagriha, the Mulnayaka of the temple, there is a 6 feet tall white color Charmukha idol of Adityanath with the four heads and facing in the four direction. Temple has total 84 bonyara underground and chambers and built to protect the Jain idols from the Mughals. And the temple is famous for the beauty and curve. The idea of Pashwarnath made out of the single marble slab. The idea has 1008 snakes headed and numerous tails. The two choris bears and yaksha yakshi, half human, half snake, and start on the either the side. There are the two elephants purifying the Pashwarnath. One cannot find the end of the tail. The temple also has represented of Astatamped showing the 8 Tirnathkar in a row, Girnahar and Nandeshwar Nandeshwar Dvipa. This is design of the temple and inspiring Patalahar Temple Diwan 1458 CE and Pilitana Temple Complex 1681. The Pashwarnath Temple, a temple dedicated to the Shupur Shivnath. Super Shivnath, he is also present here. The temple has a intrinsic design. This temple is also famous for the erotic art on the wall. And Neminath temple, there are the temple dedicated to the Neminath with its executed carvings. Mahavir temple, the 17th century, the temple dedicated to the Mahavir. The temple featured as a massive dome structure with a high decorative pillars and shields. The Sun temple in the Ranakpur date Mahavir. And Sun temple at the Ranakpur dates back to the 13th century. Sun date back to the 13th century BC. The The Sun Temple at Ranakpur date back to the 13th century CE. After the distinction, it was been rebuilt in the 15th century. The temple is managed by Udaipur Royal Family Trust, and the management of is underwent periodically renovation, and several families supported the construction of Diwan Kulikas and Mandrap. The descendants of Dharna Shah now mainly live in the Janeiro. The temple has mainly managed by an Anandji and Kalyanji Padi and trusted for the past years. The temple was Dharmashala. Temple has a Dharamshala and Bhujanaya and the club. The trust two main secondary school and Vijaya Santi Shiksha Bhavan. There is reclaim of ownership as 1950 the government declared the area near the temple as a reserve forest and considered the Ranakpur temple being included in the secretary in the 1998. The government is dedicated the area under the Kumbhalgarh and Wild Secretary considered the including the temple is a complex within secretary. When the matter was being placed before the Center Your Empire Empowered Committee CEC, Center Empowered Committee CEC, and which is then constituted by and Supreme Court of India and Anand Kalyanji Trust AKT is owner of this complex